heck of a run. 27 wins to her name with 6 already in 2026. She's got a 2026 win-loss record of 25-5. 31 years old, representing France. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sophie ARNUTI. And her partner from Brazil, currently ranked 110 in the world. She's got a 2026 win-loss record of 34-24. 12 wins under her belt, including a BT200 last year in 2025. 21 years old, again hailing from Brazil. Give it up for Daniela BOZKO. And their opponents. Currently ranked 90 in the world, 4 tournament wins to her name. She's 17 years old from Brazil. Give it up for Sophia FIEDLER. And her partner, currently ranked 67 in the world. She's been as high as 30. She's got a 2026 win-loss of 24-9. Get this, a whopping 44 tournament victories under her belt. She's 40 years old, but you wouldn't know it from the USA. Give it up for Carolina Haynes. West Coast in the house, California. We need to play that Tupac song, I think. Get a little California love going on. Best 2 out of 3 sets. Third set will be a super tiebreaker if we get there. Winner moves on to tomorrow's semifinal. Loser is out of the tournament, and we'll focus on the BT50 number 2 starting on Monday. We are ready to get underway and close out this Saturday night. We put some music up. Sophie FIEDLER serving it up, 0-0. Oh, she's not messing around. The 17-year-old Brazilian, Sophie FIEDLER, popping it down with authority. 15-love. Serve up into the net, 15-all. Friendly bounce off the net, off the big serve there. Carolina gets a forehand on it now on the windmill. Over to Sophie. Sophie taking it up high. That's Sophie ARNUTI from France. Backhand side dig there by BOZKO. The other Sophie getting in on the act now. Sophie putting it down. Yeah, that's Sophie FIEDLER. We got 2 Sophies on the sand, ladies and gentlemen. One is FIEDLER from Brazil. One is ARNUTI from France. 30-15. FIEDLER serves it up. Backhand side return there by Sophie. BOZKO taking it up high into the wind. FIEDLER there on the answer. Carolina pushing in, pushing pressure on. Crossing over is FIEDLER. FIEDLER's all over the place here in this point. And Carolina keeping the ball back and playing a nice forehand. Oh, stay back in there by BOZKO. So you thought that one was going to go out, but it's not. We got a good point here. Folks, what a point here. It's the first game in this set, and we got a good one here. BOZKO over the head of Carolina Haynes. Oh, man, so many exchanges there. I almost lost track. That was crazy. 30-all. If that's a sign of what this match is going to be, we picked a good one to close us out tonight. Sophie FIEDLER now serving it up 30-all. FIEDLER serving in on the backhand side return there by Sophie. BOZKO now. Carolina from the middle. Carolina locking into it, able to get back to it because the wind was knocking it backwards into the midcourt. Oh, that's nice pressure. That's not going to go over. BOZKO putting it down with authority. That's Daniela BOZKO from Brazil. Pink headband. Break opportunity here now. As it serves up, yeah, bringing the heat, and that is a big serve there by Sophie Fiedler. She's got the cannon on the serve. Golden point, first game. Somebody's going to win the game off this point right here. Another beautiful serve. I really like that service motion. This one's going to go high. BOZKO able to save it back in. There's Fiedler now. Carolina for the put away! And California strikes first. 1 game to love. Carolina Haynes, Sophie Fiedler, the number 2 seeds in the tournament, strike first. They take the early lead. 1 game to love as players will change sides. Final match of the night as one has been an action-packed one here in Ocean City, Maryland. That's a big service hold there because they were on the south side of the court. We've been talking about it like a broken record, but it's so true. And for those that are just tuning in on the live stream, on I Do live streaming on YouTube, I want to let you know it is breezy here. And there is an advantage to being on that north side of the court where Carolina Haynes and Sophie Fiedler are right now. Sophie ARNUTI. Nice little windmill put away. BOZKO putting it up high. Oh, and somehow snuck it in. That's a delicate play there because she put it high on the lob. And if you go too high up, that ball's going to carry out with the wind. But that was just a pure, perfect touch by Daniela. 30 love. Backhand side dish going up. BOZKO taking care of business. $40 love. Sophie ARNUTI taking it up. BOZKO on the windmill put away. Carolina able to dig it back out. Up high. Carolina challenging BOZKO and sneaks it in the corner. That is good. So they are on the board for the first time in the game. It's 40-15. Still game opportunity here for ARNUTI and BOZKO. Backhand side return there by Fiedler. Carolina now popping it up. The shallow end. Fiedler there digging it out, putting some backspin on it. And that's going to force the high shot, and it goes wide. I really like that heads-up play there. Put a lot of backspin knowing that it's going to catch the wind and blow backwards. What you don't see here when you're watching on TV is the fact that that ball can move up to 7 feet just based on the wind direction. So you think you're locking in on it, and then all of a sudden it blows away from you. Serve is up. Forehand return by Carolina. Carolina now back over to Sophie. Fiedler now up high. And that's a nice put away. And they take the game. So they are on the board here for the first time. And we are tied at 1 game apiece. Women's quarterfinal action live from Ocean City on center court. The final match of a beautiful Saturday night. At 1-all, Carolina Haynes serving it up high. Windmill put away, down on the backhand side dish by Carolina, taking it up high down the center, challenging Sophie. Sophie's there, and the French woman dips one into the net. 15 love. As it serves up, forehand side return. And Fiedler gets a paddle on it, but that's going to be too little. Into the net, 15-all. As we got a nice exchange here. Dug out there by BOZKO at the last second. Oh, look at this point. We've got Bruin on the backhand side dish. Carolina, nice defensive play and just relentless pressure. Sophie ARNUTI taking care of business. Not relinquishing one bit. Fiedler locking on. She's going to send this one way high up in the air. BOZKO got to paddle on it, but you see what happens. The timing gets thrown off because the ball goes high. You're up against the dark sky right now. So it has to go through the lights, up to the dark sky, and then the wind is blowing it upwards of like 7 feet. And so it really makes it difficult to try to get a lock on it. We are tied at 30-all with Carolina serving it up. Forehand side return. BOZKO now locking in on the windmill. Answered back by Carolina. Oh, Fiedler with a nice defensive touch. And ARNUTI doing what she does. Big time put away down the middle. So they've got the break opportunity here at 30-40. Chance to seize the momentum in the match and take that 2-1 lead. Backhand side dish by BOZKO is going to sail long. We are at another golden point. That's 40-all. Next point wins the game. Will we be tied? Will it be a 2-1 lead for Carolina and Fiedler? Or will ARNUTI and BOZKO get the break and take the lead? Up high, ARNUTI locking into it on the windmill. That's BOZKO. She's really controlling her side. It's good. ARNUTI and BOZKO get the break, and they take the 2-1 lead here. Women's quarterfinal action here from the final night on Saturday night on Ocean City, day number 1, the 2026 Maryland Beach Tennis Open. All right, leading 2-1 back on center court here. Daniela BOZKO serving it up. Going up high, challenging. Fiedler's there. Nice movement there by Sophie Fiedler. And the 17-year-old going in for the crush, but no, into the net. 15-love. Oh, and that one was blown. Nothing Carolina could do there. Just an unfortunate break as the wind was taking that one back into the net. Just not enough clearance for Carolina to do anything with it. 30-love. Backhand side return back by Carolina, and BOZKO goes in for the kill, but touches it into the net. 30-15. Big serve by BOZKO. Backhand side dish there by ARNUTI. Carolina digging it out, able to keep the ball back in play. Sophie ARNUTI is there. Carolina, oh, just maybe a little bit of interference. Maybe she got distracted by seeing her player come her playing partner come in. Who knows? Wind was also playing a factor. Either way, it's 40-15. It's game point for BOZKO and ARNUTI. Trying to extend that lead to 2 games. Let's see what happens here as FIEDLER. Carolina takes the ball up high. That one's going to sail long. And that is another game for ARNUTI and BOZKO. They lead 3-1 here on center court. We are in the first set, women's quarterfinal action. Winner moves on to tomorrow's semi. FIEDLER, a beautiful serve. Nice exchange. FIEDLER goes back, moving it back to the baseline. BOZKO is there, using the wind, taking it up high. You see kind of a pattern here, and that's a swing and a miss, and that is indicative of the wind conditions. That has nothing really to do with FIEDLER's skill or ability. It's just the ball is moving around so much, and it's hard to see. So she makes up for it with a service ace right down the middle, and that's a powerful serve. 15 all. I've seen some impressive serves on the women's side tonight. I see Sophie FIEDLER as that one sails out. Players like Luma Zambaldi from Brazil, unbelievable. Maybe one of the best serves on the women's tour I've seen in quite a few years. $15-30. As it serves up, 4 inside dish there. It's going to go up high, and that is going to sail long. 15-40, break opportunity here for Sofia ARNUTI and Daniela BOZKO. Trying to extend that lead even greater to 3 games. As the serve is up, 4 inside return there by ARNUTI. ARNUTI putting pressure on Carolina. Carolina's there to answer, though, going to the baseline. And that's going to sail out. And that is a 3-game cushion. Sophie ARNUTI, Daniela BOZKO, they lead 4-1 here on center court. Back in action here on center court. Alex Gordon, the voice of beach tennis, calling you here in the last match of the night. Sophie ARNUTI and Daniela BOZKO in control, 4-1. ARNUTI serving it up, trying to extend that lead. As it serves up and in, backhand return by Carolina. Carolina up high from the center. And that one's going to go out. Love 15. Forehand side return there by Carolina. FIEDLER now in on the act. That one's going to land in. 15 all. Backhand side return by Fiedler. Yes. ARNUTI couldn't get to it quite quick enough. Let it go. 15-30. Forehand side return there. Carolina down on her knees, but back up. That one's going to sail long, so they get one there, and it is a break opportunity at 15-40. Sometimes in beach tennis, you just got to climb out of a hole 1 point at a time, and then it becomes one game at a time, ultimately one set at a time. Backhand return by Fiedler. Quick hands by the 17-year-old. Friendly bounce off the net. She's going to respond to it well. Carolina down. Oh, now she lets that one go. And it was out. So that is a game back for Carolina Haynes and Sophie Fiedler. They were down by 3. They get one game closer. They'll have serve now at 2, serving 4. Carolina Haynes, Santa Monica, California. Serving it up. Forehand side return there by ARNUTI. BOZKO now in on the act. Oh, and they're not quite sure who was going to go for that one, and BOZKO thought about it, but then saw ARNUTI moving in. Forehand side return there. ARNUTI taking it up high. That's a dangerous play on that side, and that's why, because the wind catches it and it sails long. 30 love. BOZKO, Carolina now putting pressure on, digging it up, moving the ball up into the wind. BOZKO now from the baseline. Yo! And just a mishandle by Sophie ARNUTI. Chance to pull within one and make this a really interesting first set here at 40 love. They have that opportunity. Carolina keeps the ball back in play. Carolina taking it up high to the baseline. It's in! Inside the baseline. And what was a runaway at first is now a one-game first set. And I got a question once again. California, are you in the house? All right. We got a good first set here. California well represented in this match and in the stands. Idaho, are you in the house? I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I just figured I'd ask. So the first set is a good one here in this final match of the night. 4-3. Sophie ARNUTI and Daniela BOZKO leading, but for how long? The momentum at the moment has shifted over to Carolina Haynes and Sophie Fiedler. Daniela serving it up at 4-3. Carolina locking in from the center. Now stretching back is Fiedler. Oh, quick hands. Carolina got a paddle on it, but that's going to sail long. 15 love. Once again, putting the ball up high, but that ball is going to sail long because of the winds. Players have to be conscious of that. The instinct is to go lob on that shot, but they might have to change things up given the conditions. 30 love. Big serve by BOZKO coming in, chipping and charging her way, but that smash is going to sail just a bit long. 30-15. 4 hits out return by Carolina. Now Fiedler in on the action. BOZKO's taking up high into the wind. And that was going to land in. Fiedler's there. Windmill put away into the nets. Game opportunity here to extend that lead to 2 games. They'd be 1 game away from taking the first set. It's 40-15, leading 4 games to 3. Let's see what BOZKO's got in the tank right now, serving it up to try to close out the game. Making a big serve right there. Fiedler on the backhand side dish, taking it, keeping it shallow. Fiedler going to just keep the ball back in play. Friendly bounce off the net. And that's a nice break there for BOZKO and ARNUTI. They get the game. They are 1 game away from taking the first set, leading 5 games to 3. All right, so now for Carolina Haynes and Sophie Fiedler, their backs are against the wall in set number 1. They're serving for their first set lives right here as Sophie Fiedler at 3-5, taking us home. Big serve, forehand return. Yeah, that's just a lot of pace. But ARNUTI was able to handle it. Not enough time for Fiedler to get back in position. Love 15. Backhand side return there by ARNUTI. Now taking it up high. Carolina stretching, putting the ball high up into the air. Saved back by ARNUTI once again. Fiedler. Oh, she went in for the smash, but that was out. Love 30. Fiedler serving in. Nice return back by BOZKO. That one's going to sail up high and carry out. Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it is love 40. It is break point. It is set point for Daniela BOZKO and Sophie ARNUTI. The tournament number 2 seeds are in trouble here, at least in this set. Carolina and Sophie Fiedler. Backhand side return there by ARNUTI. Take it up high. Is that going to go out? No, it's going to stay in. BOZKO's there to answer. Carolina taking it up high once again. Carolina answering back with another lob of her own. It's just kind of a who's going to lob. And mixing it up and dropping it shallow. That's going to close out the first set. ARNUTI and BOZKO win the first 6 games to 3. They lead 1 set to love with 1 set to go for them for a date in tomorrow's semifinal. Players will change sides. We'll be back here in just a minute for set number 2, live from Ocean City on center court, the 2026 Maryland Beach Tennis Open. All right, Alex Kern, the voice of beach tennis, welcoming you all back on the live stream and here live in Ocean City. Set number 2 underway with Sophie ARNUTI serving it up, leading 1 set to love. As that ball is up and out, love 15. Backhand side return there by Carolina. Taking it up high from the middle is Fiedler putting it up into the wind. ARNUTI's there, though. BOZKO able to get a paddle on it. They are just relentless here. The nice defensive plays, not giving up any real estate. ARNUTI goes in for the kill, but that's going to sail long. Score and return by Fiedler. Fiedler now from the center, over back cross angle to ARNUTI. ARNUTI going to take it high over to Carolina, and Carolina puts it down with authority. So a nice start to the second set for Carolina and Fiedler. They have a break opportunity here. Back inside return, Fiedler taking it up high now is Carolina, stretching over is BOZKO, and BOZKO with a nice windmill put away. Fiedler dumps that into the net, 15-40. First game is in the books. Carolina Haynes and Sophie Fiedler strike first. They get the early break, and they lead 1-0 second set. What do you say? All right, down a set, but they got the early break, and now Carolina Haynes serving it up. 1-0. Love 15. Oh, what a point we had there, and then just a little misstep by Sophie Fiedler. Love 30. Wonderful pressure there by BOZKO and ARNUTI. And they've got a chance here to strike back on the break. Going with the underhand serve. First time we've seen that in the match, and it worked. A little bit of craftiness there. 15-40. Doing something different. I don't think BOZKO was expecting it. Going to go underhanded serve once again. Throwing up the lob. Getting Carolina into position. And that's out. So the lob serve kind of changing things up. Has worked for the last 2 points. Let's see what they do here at 30-40. Still break opportunity. Third time's a charm here for the lob serve. It's out, and Carolina pops that one wide. It's a break of serve, and so we are tied. Second set, 1 game all. So this is Daniela BOZKO leading 1-0 and serving at 1-all, second set. Return into the net, 15-love. Back inside return there by Fiedler. Fiedler now back on the forehand side of ARNUTI. ARNUTI pops it in over the head of Carolina, and that is now 30-love. Up over the head, Carolina's able to stretch and get to it. Carolina putting the pressure on. ARNUTI pops it into the net. 30-15. Yeah, service up and in. It's a service ace for BOZKO. 40-15. Game up, game point. Backhand side return there by FIEDLER. Locking in is Carolina. Carolina, a little friendly bounce for her off the net. And FIEDLER steps in with authority and puts that one home. 40-30 now. Again, it's all about 1 point at a time. Can't get too ahead of yourself, and you can't think about what's happened already. You just have to live in the moment. BOZKO serves up, backhand dig by FIEDLER. Now Haynes from the center. And FIEDLER stretches, but puts that in the net, and that is a game for Daniela BOZKO and Sophie ARNUTI. They lead 2-1 here in the second set. So here we go, back on center at 1 serving 2, Sophie FIEDLER. Trying to keep her team in it, trying to stay close in the second set. Serve is up, back inside dish. There's BOZKO. BOZKO stretching, getting the paddle on it. That one's going to go up and out. 15 love. $15 all. Back is that return there. BOZKO punching it forward. Yes, and Carolina goes over the head of Daniela. Daniela gets a paddle on him, but just not quite enough. 30-15. Back inside return there by ARNUTI and BOZKO. BOZKO putting some heavy heat on that one, even with the friendly bounce off the net. I mean, she is just really generating a lot of power, and you could just see the reaction of Carolina there on the replay. I want to again thank everybody tuning in from around the world on the I Do live streaming tournament stream on YouTube. Easy put away there for Sophie ARNUTI. Up a set, leading 2-1 in this second set, and a chance now at break point to go up 3-1. Serve is up and out, and that's exactly what's going to happen on the break. Sophie ARNUTI, Daniela BOZKO lead 3-1 here in the second set. Just 3 games away from a date to the semifinals. But still a lot of beach tennis left to play in set number 2. But for Carolina and Sophie, you got to think they don't want to give up any more real estate. The time is now to make a change and see what they can do to try to climb a little bit closer. Sophie ARNUTI serving it up now at 3-1. BOZKO going in for the aggressive put away into the net. Love 15. Love 30. Serve up, back inside return there by FIEDLER. Stretching over is ARNUTI. ARNUTI able to get the ball up, and it's good. Over the head of Carolina Haynes. 15-30. Backhand side return. BOZKO going in for the kill. Into the net, so it's a break opportunity here for Sophie FIEDLER and Carolina Haynes. Can pull this second set within 1 game. Serve up, backhand side return there by FIEDLER. Stretching over is BOZKO. BOZKO with a windmill put away once again, but answered back in there by FIEDLER. FIEDLER going high, challenging BOZKO, and that's going to go out, and that is a break of serve, and we've got a 1-game second set here, folks, as Carolina Haynes, Sophie FIEDLER climb within a game. They are in range now as players will change sides. ARNUTI and BOZKO leading 3-2 here in the second set. We'll be right back with a lot more live action in our final match from Ocean City on this Saturday. Final match of day number 1. We'll, of course, be back for day number 2 tomorrow for the semifinals and finals. In the 6th game of this second set, Carolina Haynes goes with the underhanded serve. Sophie ARNUTI puts that one down. Love 15. Backhand side return there. BOZKO from the center. BOZKO taking it high. Carolina able to get a paddle on it with the windmill. And now FIEDLER with her windmill of her own. That's 2 in a row, keeping it back in play. And changing up the pace a little bit. That's actually a really smart play there by FIEDLER to get out of that, to kind of change the rhythm. She had an opportunity to put that one down, but into the net. It's a tough one out there, folks, with the wind. Love 30. Back inside return there by ARNUTI, taking up from the center. Fiedler is there. Fiedler stretching back on the windmill, able to put it to the baseline. And it's good. Fiedler elected to go with the lob. A dangerous play from that south side of the court, but that one sails inside the line, so good choice. Good execution. 15-30. Four inside return there by BOZKO. There's Fiedler. Friendly bounce off the net for Fiedler. BOZKO keeping the ball back in play once again over the head of Carolina. And BOZKO. 15-40, break opportunity here, trying to extend that lead to 2 games. Chance to go up 4 games to 2 here. Let's see what happens. Carolina serving it up. At 50-40, oh, it eclipsed the paddle of BOZKO. So they're going to get a point back there. It's 30-40. Again, in situations like this, when you're behind, you just take it 1 point at a time. You don't get too far ahead of yourself. Still a break opportunity at 4 at backhand side dish there by ARNUTI. And ARNUTI puts it home with authority. And they take the game off the break. It is now a 2-game cushion. 4 games to 2. ARNUTI and BOZKO. They are 2 games away from moving to the semifinals and upsetting the number 2 seeds in the tournament. Forehand return by Carolina. Carolina now for Friedman. Carolina shallow drop from the cross angle. Fiedler's there to put pressure on. Fiedler encroaching into the middle there, trying to kind of assert herself in the match. And Carolina sneaks one inside the baseline. Love 15. Daniela BOZKO from Brazil serving it up. Backhand side return by Fiedler. Carolina now putting pressure down the center, but ARNUTI's there to answer. ARNUTI back to Carolina. And another cross angle. And that's Carolina. She's just seeing the open court. She's seeing it's like a quarterback in the NFL. You got to see the lane and you got to see where the receiver's moving to. Make the calculation and then do the throw. That's what Carolina did right there. She completed that pass. Love 30. Service up forehand side return there by Carolina. Carolina now from the center. BOZKO putting it up high, challenging Carolina once again, but there's ARNUTI now. Friendly bounce off the net, saved back in by ARNUTI, and a nice defensive play. Carolina taking it up high. BOZKO locking in. She's just going to kind of be patient, try to test Fiedler and see what Fiedler's going to do, but Carolina get in on the backhand side, and she sneaks it in. Carolina Haynes inside the baseline, and they've got a chance here to pull within 1. Triple break opportunity here. Down 2-4, but here's a chance to pull it to 3-4, trying to hang close. BOZKO serving it up. Forehand side return back by Carolina. Carolina windmill over to ARNUTI. Yeah, that one's a nice play, but that's going to be a break of serve. Carolina and Sophie have stayed close. It's a 1-game second set. BOZKO and ARNUTI are leading at the moment, 4-3. 2 games away from closing out the match. But what will happen as players change sides? We got a good one here in the second set, folks. Women's quarterfinal action. More coming up here in just a minute on center court. Our final match of the night. And it is winding down. Who's going to take that second set? We shall see. More to come live from Ocean City. And beautiful windmill put away there by Sophie ARNUTI. This is the 8th game of this second set. Love 15. ARNUTI and BOZKO 2 games away. But Carolina and Sophie Fiedler are threatening. Mishandle on the serve there. It's 30, love 30. Like to go with the underhanded serve, doing something a little bit different. Locking on is ARNUTI. BOZKO going to keep the ball back in play. Fiedler's there to answer. Carolina going to take it high once again. Oh my goodness! What a windmill put away. BOZKO can generate so much power as we watch the replay. A backhand dish by ARNUTI, and there it is, right into the neck of Fiedler. She gets her paddle up just to protect herself. So they are 1 game away from taking the second set, taking the match, upsetting the number 2 seeds in the tournament, and moving on to the semifinals. ARNUTI trying to serve it out here at 5, serving 3. Backhand side return there by Carolina, taking it up high. BOZKO is there. ARNUTI locking in on the windmill. Fiedler answering. Carolina's there, back to BOZKO. That's going to sail long. Love 15. Service up and in the backhand forehand side dish there by Fiedler. Fiedler's gonna pop it back over to ARNUTI. ARNUTI into the net, 15 all. Can they close it out? High drama here on center court. The final match of the night. Will these ladies get the upset? Can they close it out? ARNUTI serving it up at 15 all. Serve up and in. Carolina from her knees, able to answer back in there. There's the put down, and ARNUTI. Not sure what the discussion is there, but it really doesn't matter. It's 30-15. Serve is up. Backhand side dish there by Carolina. Yes! Ladies and gentlemen, it is 40-15. It is game point. It is set point. Oh, it's 30 all. We had a miss. We had an error in the score. Thank you, ladies. 30 all. Backhand side return. Yeah, there we go. ARNUTI putting it down. And so now, 40-30. Game point. Set point. Match point. ARNUTI serves at a backhand side return there by Haynes. Haynes able to sneak one in. Little crafty dish by Carolina Haynes. So, hold your horses, folks. 40 all. Golden point. Yes, it's match point for ARNUTI and BOZKO, but it's also break point for Carolina and Fiedler to stay alive in this match. Service up. Backhand side return there by Carolina. Fiedler there. Take it up high. It's out. We're going to keep playing. They had the chance. But not yet. Carolina and Sophie not going away. It's a 1 game second set. ARNUTI and BOZKO lead 5 games to 4. In the second set. Oh, it got close. How's this going to change the dynamic, knowing you had the match point and didn't convert? Let's see what happens. More action coming up live from center court in Ocean City. We're getting down to the wire here. Final match of the night. All right, well, Carolina and Sophie are still alive. This might be my last chance to say it. California, you in the house? All right, they're still here. They're still awake at 11:40 p.m. local time. Carolina serving it up. Oh, 15 love. Serve up and a service. Oh, look out. Things could be changing here. Things could be changing here. 30 love. 4 serving 5. Remember, this is the number 2 seeded team. They were on the brink of extinction in this tournament, but they found new life. Forehand side return there by BOZKO. BOZKO taking it out to the center. Carolina. Oh, that looked like it was going out, but saved back by BOZKO. And FIEDLER was there. She tried to close that one out with some authority. Not this time. 30-15. Taking it up high from the center. FIEDLER's there. Trying to buy herself some time to get back into position. Oh, and that's just ARNUTI doing what ARNUTI does with a beautiful overhead smash. So that takes us to 30 all. Electing go underhanded serve this time. BOZKO's there to answer. Carolina digging it out. FIEDLER stepping in front of. Yeah, okay. So now it is 40-30. It is game point. A chance for Carolina and Sophie to tie the second set at 5 games all. They were down a match point. They were able to fend it off. Can Carolina serve them to a tie in the second set? Serves up. Forehand side return there by, oh, ARNUTI, no. And so that takes us, ladies and gentlemen, to a golden point. It's 40 all. It's game point for Sophie and Carolina to tie the second set at 5 games apiece. But it's also a break point and a match point for ARNUTI and BOZKO. Service up. Forehand side return there by BOZKO. BOZKO now taking it up high. FIEDLER is there. FIEDLER pops it in. Backhand side dish by BOZKO. BOZKO! And the match is over. It's all over on center court. Sophie ARNUTI, Daniela BOZKO. They get it in second set. 6-3, 6-4. Oh, it was a good one till the end. They had to play a few extra points from that original match point, but somehow they found a way to dig out, and they have upset the number 2 seeds in the tournament. Sophie ARNUTI, Daniela BOZKO advanced to tomorrow's semifinal. And for Carolina Haynes and Sophie FIEDLER, they are out of this tournament. They'll be back on Monday for BT50 number 2. What a match, and what a dramatic turn here in the final one of the night. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight's matches. We will be back tomorrow for the semifinals and the finals of this first BT50 tournament here in Ocean City. Lots of beach tennis being played all week long. That was only day number 1, and it ran long, but I'll tell you, it was a good one. We will be back tomorrow. So for all of you watching around the world on the I Do live stream, I'm Alex Cuerna, the voice of beach tennis, saying thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.